Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, right?
Yeah, it's a Tuesday morning.
It's a Tuesday morning. It's a cold, chilly Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. and we just left our Berlin apartment and we're going to walk to the train station. But we saw this kebab shop here and we might want to drop by for breakfast. Today's plan is to go for a walking tour, for lots of walking tours. So we've all got our comfortable shoes on. Shows a little bit, people.
Where's my shoes? Oh, Zat, kau nak tunjuk pasal aku. Kalau kau nak too long.
Yeah, so we got comfortable shoes on and we're ready to conquer Berlin. Berlin is slightly colder, eh?
It is cold, I feel underdressed.
It's colder, yeah.
Feels so underdressed.
We're gonna have breakfast first and hopefully find something good lah. Alright.
Around 27 million euros. Now there was a lot of controversy at the time. Some people believed that this money could have been better spent. They argued that instead they should have provided a free bus service. The first time was to give medals to members of the Hitler Youth. He came up, had a look round, the situation had not improved, so he went back down into the bunker. He came up for the second and the final time on the 20th of April, the day of his 56th birthday. And this time, as a special birthday treat, he heard that 3 million Soviet troops were surrounding Berlin, all looking to kill him. This mural was put here in 1952, so the year before the protest, and it's in the art style of social realism. It is effectively a propaganda art that depicts how the East German government saw life in East Germany at the time.
Oh, awesome.
And you'll notice that people are singing, they're dancing, everyone seems to be having a really lovely time. So it is important that we notice at this one stop, we have the reality of life in East Berlin versus the propaganda. So what I'll do is I'll give you a minute if you'd like to have a look at both of these pictures. Once you have done that, but if you did get past all of that, we then had the Berlin Wall itself. Now, a lot of people do expect the Berlin Wall to have barbed wire on top. And for a good while, it did. But it was actually found that barbed wire made it easier for people to escape. It gave them something to grip onto. They could pull themselves up, put a blanket or a jacket on top, and jump over to the other side. So in 1975, the East German government added these pretty little troops that you can see on top. These troops are the exact wrong size and the exact wrong shape for you to be able to get a grip, pull yourself up and jump over. They actually brought in East German athletes to try this out, and none of them were able to get over the Berlin Wall. So it's fairly safe to assume that none of us would have been able to either. 139 people lost their lives at the Berlin Wall. Berlin Wall, this whole building, this complex, was left unoccupied. And in 1997, a group of artists decided to move into these buildings and begin squatting them because they found them a cheap and inspiring place to work. It's now run by the Schwarzenberg Association. That's who runs it today. And there's a couple of different things that you can see in here, apart from the street art, which I'm going to get back to. Down at the very bottom, where we walked by with the tables and chairs outside, we have Cafe Cinema. It is the oldest cafe in this neighbourhood. When I give you a chance to go and explore this area, if you do want to grab a coffee or use the bathrooms, you can do that inside there. A little bit further up where the green door is open, we have the entrance to the Otto Wight Museum. Now, I said that this used to be a broom factory in the Nazi period. Well, Otto Wight was famous for running this broom factory, and he used to hide Jewish people in secret compartments in the factory to protect them from the Nazis. So they have built a free museum to give you a little bit of information about his life. If you do want to come back another day, I can point it out onto a map for you. Directly behind you, with the entrance being just around the corner there, we have the Anne Frank Museum. Now, Anne Frank never actually lived in Berlin, but this was the old Jewish quarter. It's the sister to the museum in Amsterdam. It's €5 to get inside. Again, if you do want to come back another day, let me know and I can point it out to you on a map. Just going to keep going. And the other thing that you can see here is, of course, a lot of street art. Now, on the wall here behind you, down to the flags, it's been commissioned, so people have to get permission to put up bigger pieces on this wall. As a result, it changes every 3 to 9 months. Everything on the wall behind you and all the way around the corners here is a little bit of a free-for-all. Anyone can put whatever they want up onto these walls, and as a result, it is constantly changing. However, there is one piece that has been here for a very long time, and that is this guy up here. This is Brainfucker, the dog. Now, clearly, no one thinks that they can do any better than the artist, or everyone's just a little bit too afraid to try, because it's been there for a very long time, about 7 or 8 years, which is remarkable given how quickly everything else changes. So in typical Berlin fashion, local people decided that this building would be the perfect place to come and to start squatting inside. And to be honest, again, they had a relatively smooth run of things. It developed over the years. It actually became a slightly bigger version of Haus Schwarzenberg, where we started the tour. People would come inside here and they'd put up lots of street art. It was a way for artists in Berlin to get a bit of a reputation for themselves. They'd also host different art exhibitions inside here, photography workshops. One time I came inside the building with a group of tourists and they were shooting porn. That sort of stuff would go on inside. But as you can see, they have put up these fences here to try and stop people from getting inside the building. The government's really cracking down on people getting inside these abandoned buildings. However, it doesn't mean that you can't. It just means that I can't take you over a fence right now. If you want to come back later and explore inside, you can jump over the fence there. That is your easiest way to get inside. Walk over this piece of land, over to where the trees are. There's one more fence that you just need to hop over. Now you will see people in little teepees living out the front of this building. These people will ask you for a couple of euro and they will be your tour guide. They will take you inside the building and tell you about some of the different pieces of street art that you can see up on the walls. The people living in these tents are obviously not legally allowed to be there. The police do come along, they move them, but they simply pick up a little teepee tent, run around the corner, wait until the police have left, come back, put their tent down, and they're good to go for at least another couple of days. So a local man living in Kreuzberg, Osman Callan, decided that this piece of land would be the perfect place to come and grow some vegetables. So he did, and no one cared. Then he added a little tree house. No one cared. He added a second story. He moved his family inside, got a generator so he could have a degree of electricity. And again, no one cared. Until after the fall of the Berlin Wall, when the authorities came round and they told Osman that he had to leave. He had no right whatsoever to be here. Osman responded by cementing down the bottom of his treehouse. It meant that if they did come back with bulldozers, it was just a little bit harder to try and destroy. But the authorities did come back and they told him that they weren't joking, he really had to leave. That's when Osman realised that he had an ally in all of this. The church that you can see right here. This is the St. Thomas Church, and the people inside the church went back through their records and found that before the Nazis, before the communist period, this piece of land was actually theirs. And they liked Osman. They liked the fact he was close to his family, close to the community, grew his own veggies. So they actually told Osman Callan that this piece of land was theirs, and they were giving it to him if he still wanted it. And he did. So he's been legally living there ever since. Now I will give you an opportunity to have a little walk around and see it in all its glory. You'll notice that there's a fence all the way down the middle. The treehouse is only on one side. That's because Osman has a brother. And a few years ago they had a massive argument and they haven't spoken to one another since then. So it's been divided into two. You'll also notice that there's balloons all the way around it, and there's a sign up saying, "Hi Berlin, I am 90-year-old." So I'm assuming that it's Osman Callan's birthday today. If you do see him, feel free to shout happy birthday. Doesn't speak English, but hopefully you'll understand what that means. And in general, if he comes out into the garden, wave, take photographs. That is absolutely fine. It's not like the Kopi. Osman is very happy to have people to speak to. He's even put his phone number up just in case you want to call him later on. Sometimes his brother's son will come out onto the other side and he'll give you photographs of what the treehouse looked like in the 90s.
We're done with our second walking tour, which is the alternative walking tour, and we're now at the East Side Gallery where there are 120 wall panels of the Berlin Wall that has been painted by 120 artists from around the world. We're just going to take a look at it. I'm just going to do a quick time lapse of it, and then we're all going to go for dinner.